Hello, this is Derek again, and I'm in the workshop. Well, I'm outside actually. It's not a bad day, so I'm looking outside. Just to show that this is a new project. It's a bit new for me, this. I've never built anything from scratch before, so it's a bit of a new project. Something I've always wanted to do. If I don't do it now, I never will do, because I'm getting towards the end of my career as an engineer or mechanic, or whatever you want to call it. So it's a trike. Well, it's not going to be on the road. It's going to be a bit of fun. And I've been looking on the internet on YouTube, and this what they call cycle trikes, cycle cars, which are made out from motorbike bits, and they're just for fun, really, for going around fields and what have you. So this is going to be a trike, and I'll post videos as I go along, and I'm doing this as I go along. I haven't got a drawing. I've got something in my head, and I've made a couple of sketches, but I'm just doing this as I go along, and I want it to be a bit different to anybody else's. I don't want it to be the same as, but take a drawing that somebody else has done and make one. Anybody can do that. So I just making one as I go along. Now, there's a lot of considerations when I'm doing a job like this. It's got to look right, it's got to work, it's got to be right, it's got to be safe. Even though it's not going up road, it's still got to be right, it's got to be safe. But there's also a cost I expect. I do things and it doesn't cost me a fortune. So I use things what I've got in the shed. I've got lying about the garden, the stuff that's kind of like that engine. That was for a go-kart project that I built from bits I never used. So I'm using bits up that I've got, so it's not going to be perfect, but it's got to look right at the end of the day. So it's going to be what I call a boat-tailed. Hopefully, at the moment, it's going to be like a boat-tailed trike, based on something like a 1920s or a 1930s. There's going to be a bit of wood in it as well. So I've got, this is a rear wheel off a Honda 305 Dream. I rebuilt an Honda Dream a couple of years ago. That's it over there, and this is the spare wheel I had. Well, this is the wheel that came with the bike actually, but I got some better wheels, and I just ordered. Didn't have the hub with it at the back, the sprocket carrier. I've just got that today. So that's the wheel off a 305 Dream. I want some sport wheels. I want it to be sport wheels. It has to look like something from the 20s. So it's not going to have suspension on the back, it's going to be rigid at the back, and it's going to be articulated at the front. Now at the moment this is too long, but I don't want to cut it down and then cut it too short, so I can cut it when nearer to the end. I can cut it whatever length I want. It's going to be rigid at the back, and it should be about 5 inches from the ground. So I've mocked this up from the ground, and that's about a bit more, isn't it? It's more like 6 inches, a bit right there. So it's going to be about 6 inches from the ground. It's going to be a rigid back end. Now, I bought this stuff. This is the only thing I bought so far from B&Q. I had this stuff in. This is a piece of scaffolding pipe. So I got this from B&Q, and I've I've drilled it through, put that in. Now that's not going to be a pivot, it's going to be welded there. So this is when I get the right handle for here, because you can alter the height of the ground clearance by lifting that up and down, because it all rotates at the moment. When I'm going to get the right ground height, I'll weld that solid, so all this will be solid. All this will be welded here, and that'll be welded. And I can, at the moment, I've got it with the sprocket on that side. I'm going to have to do a bit of something here, because this side should come through, and to put that nut on. So this is too thick, so I'm going to have to cut into this so I can get that nut on there. Bit of a, I forgot about that. On the bike it's only thin here, and I've made it out of this stuff, so that needs to go on there. So I'm going to have to do something there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But what I can do is, if I want to put the sprocket on the other side, all I have to do is flip the whole thing upside down, or turn the wheel round. No, I've got to turn it upside down because that hole's bigger on that side. So all I do is flip it upside down and reposition this. So I've not welded anything yet, so it's all nice and movable. I'm thinking of using It's GX160 Honda. I were doing some go-karts last year, running some go-karts for some kids, helping them keep them running, and that's an engine I built up from parts I had some spare parts, and there was enough parts to make an engine, so I built 2 engines actually, sold one, and that's another one. I put it on the internet, nobody wanted it, so I'm not bothered to keep it. And I might put it in this, but I might not, because the problem is I need a gearbox or a CVT transmission, a belt drive, but the problem is there's no reverse, so it's going to be a bit of a problem. That's something I'm going to think about. I do have a gearbox down there which is off a Villiers engine. It's a 4-speed Villiers, it's got a clutch on everything, that's complete gearbox. I wouldn't mind trying to use that, but I've still got the reversing problem, so that's something to think about. The front end here, I've only had a couple of days on this. I'm getting on quite well with it actually. I thought it was going to take me, I've got a target of about 6 months, but I might never finish it. I mean, you never know with these things, you might never get finished. I've got an articulated front end, so what I've done with the scaffold tube is I've made this plug to go in here, and then this is going to be the front axle. It's going to pivot. It's going to pivot around that pin like that. So that's going to be my front axle. There's going to have to be some kind of springs going from here to here to stop the whole thing waggling about. So that's another consideration. Some shock absorbers, but I don't think I want to use shock absorber. I don't want to let it look too modern. I might just put some springs on and put a friction disc at the back here to stop it bouncing about, but that's another day. I'm going to try and utilise this, which is some mobility scooter steering. It should be strong enough. It's not going to go at roads. It should be okay. So what I'm going to do is cut this in out. Just use these bits here, and put some extensions on here. See, these have extensions coming on. Then this will be about there like that. So that's going to have to be heavily modified. It's just to suck it and see as I go along. It's obviously, well, it's not obviously too long, but it is too long at the moment. I think it's about 10 to 12 inches too long, but I'm not going to cut it down until I put the engine in position, because I'm not sure whether the engine is going to go at the front or going to go at the back. But I'm just overcoming problems as you come up to them, trying to overcome them. So it's just for anybody who's interested, and not really me either. I didn't want to use a ladder frame. Everybody uses ladder frames where they have a big frame with welds all over the goddamn place. I don't really see the point of it, because that scaffolding tube is miles strong enough, and the back wheel tilts like that anyway. It all rotates around this centre pivot, so the back wheel stay where it is, and that'll move up and down like that. So very little movement. I could always stiffen it. I could always put some triangulation in from the back here when it's finished, if it needs it. Triangulate it from there to there. Put some cross members in, but I don't know. Anyway, this is my project, and it's going to be probably, if I finish it in less than 6 months, I'll be very, very surprised. So it's going to go on for quite a long time. So I'm going to overcome problems as I come up to them, and anybody got any comments of what I could use or anything, I'm quite happy to take them on board. But the biggest problem I've got at the moment, if I use that engine, I haven't got a reverse, and I want to reverse. I want some way of reversing the drive. Okay, so anybody interested, there we go. See you later, bye.